Good evening, everyone. My name is Vernisha Jones, and I am the president of the West Garfield Park Youth Council. And we believe that we are the solution to the violence in our community. West Garfield Park Youth Council is sponsored by Fathers Who Care, which is a nonprofit organization located on the west side of Chicago within the West Garfield Park community. Again, I'm Vernisha Jones, the president of the West Garfield Park Youth Council, and we're happy to be back on air, and we hope that everyone watches us for the next 12 weeks. The West Garfield Park Youth Council is comprised of 15 youth from our community whose focus and concern is the youth leadership and voice within the community and addressing the issues of violence prevention. We invite people from all over, especially youth, to come out and see what we're all about. Our show will be scheduled every Thursday at 7 p.m. Again, that is every Thursday at 7 p.m. Make sure you check us out. We would like to encourage calls from people watching to call in with your questions and comments about the concerns that we have today at 312-738-1060. Again, that number is 312-738-1060. Our show can also be viewed online at www.cantv.org/live. Again, that is www.cantv.org/live. Well, everyone, I know you noticed this young man sitting aside of me. Instead of me introducing him, I'm going to give him the pleasure of introducing himself.
Well, thank you so much, Vernisha, for the opportunity to sit on the show this evening and break ground on the new season of shows with the West Garfield Park Youth Council. Of course, my name is Reverend Walter Jones. I'm the Executive Director of Fathers Who Care and the West Side Community Stakeholders, along with one of the directors of the West Garfield Park Youth Council. And it's a pleasure to be with you all again this evening. The weather's kind of chilly out for the last few days, but I knew we was going to press our way on through and get it done because that's what we do. We keep on pressing to make it happen. So thank you again for all that you guys been doing, all the young people that's constantly actively involved. And we're going to keep on rolling and keep on doing the good work to empower young people in the city of Chicago, particularly on the west side.
Well, thank you, Reverend Jones, for being a guest on tonight's show. Again, I'm Vernisha Jones. I'm the president of the West Garfield Park Youth Council. You are watching a live, interactive call-in TV program brought to you by CAN TV 21. Thank you, CAN TV. And during the next 25 minutes, we're going to discuss the topic of the state of Chicago, the state we're in.
Yeah.
I invite our viewers watching to call in with your questions and comments at 312-738-1060. Again, that number is 312-738-1060. You can also see it at the bottom of the screen. Okay, so today's topic is the state of the city. And we're going to talk about what's going on in the city and the concerns we have about what's going on in the city and stuff that we got going on in the city.
Okay.
For our young people,
That sounds good.
Okay, I have a few questions.
Because it's been one. I
have a couple of questions for you. We're going to go back and forth and just talk about what's going on, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
So who are you and what is your purpose for existing?
That's a good question. I kind of use that thought a few times or so myself. Who am I? What is my purpose? I'm a father. I'm a friend. I'm a husband. I'm a friend. A good friend to those who are around me. I'm a servant for social change. I believe in doing what I have to do to make a difference. I believe in not talking about it. I believe in being about it. I just know that if I don't step up and do what I need to do, then I'm just living a life that's fruitless. So I believe I just believe in doing what's right and doing what I have to do to empower young people to stand on my shoulders so that they can take it to the next level. I just love what I do, and I do what I do because I believe in what I do.
I like that. Repeat that again.
I love what I do because I am who I am and I believe what I do.
I like it. it. Okay, so since the topic of today's show is basically the state of the city of Chicago, what do you feel is the state of the city of Chicago?
I'm perplexed right now. To be honest with you, I talk to folks all the time. We just had a community meeting actually on Monday, and we had a coalition meeting.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah, it was nice.
That was a good one.
You young people had a chance to really get it in.
And they actually talked.
Yeah, the young folks had it in
Yeah.
on Monday. So that was a real good time for the young folks to communicate. Had Commander Spencer from the 11th District, Commander Cato from the 15th District, and community residents and parents and all of that good stuff coming together on Monday, April the 1st. And then we had our coalition meeting, of course, on yesterday with all the executive leaders in the community. And so we all have been talking, and we've been talking specifically about the election because obviously we made history. We did elect the first African American woman in the city of Chicago, so that speaks volumes to itself. However, the state, the city, in my opinion, I think we're in some serious doo-doo.
A lot going on.
Yeah, it's a lot going on. Because taxes are constantly going up in the city, in the county, in the state. Young folks are constantly shooting each other, killing each other on the street. Folks are doing whatever they can to just try to get by. They don't know which way to turn. I think right now we need a change. It's going to be a change. What kind of change? I don't know. But I know we had the two African American women, Toni Preckwinkle and Lori Lightfoot, running for the mayor. And then we had, of course, an opportunity at that time to pick one or the other. And the city spoke. And the city has chosen Lori Lightfoot to be the next mayor-elect. Well, she's going to be mayor, but currently she's mayor-elect for the city of Chicago. And so Toni would go back to being the president of the county. I'm thinking personally, I believe if both of these women, who are African American women, would really come together and say, okay, fine. What can we do for our children in the city of Chicago? Together. What can we do together for our children in the city of Chicago? What can we do to save lives in Chicago? What can we do to strengthen education or strengthen the availability to education? What can we do to reduce some of this burden of high taxes and high crime and economic deprivation in the city of Chicago? So when I said doo-doo, I was trying to be funny, but in all fairness, folks are leaving the city of Chicago and the state of Illinois in record numbers because it is entirely too high for folks to live in Chicago, specifically if you don't have a job. If you don't have a job in the city of Chicago, you in bad shape. This ain't the place you want to live. But I'm so thankful that God is in control of all of this, and that when God called it, it is what it is. And so God has said that we're going to have a change in the city of Chicago. We have a new African-American mayor, Lori Lightfoot. We have a new city treasurer, Melissa Conyers Irvin. Of course, we have Toni Preckwinkle as the Cook County Board President. We have different folks in different positions. We have Kim Fox as the state's attorney. We have Kwame Raoul as the Attorney General for the state of Illinois. We have Julianne Stroughton as the Lieutenant Governor for the state of Illinois. We have this other sister who's over the water reclamation. So it's so many opportunities for young people to look out there and say, I can be that.
It is.
Young women should be looking now saying, and young men should be saying, listen, I can really make a difference. I can be the change in the city of Chicago. All I need to do is focus, stay rooted, and do the job. That's my opinion of the city of Chicago.
That sounds good. You basically wrapped everything up in one statement.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity to talk. Thank you.
So is there, and so basically I heard you talking about young people, and I keep hearing you talk about young people and different stuff.
I got a thing for young people,
So is there an agenda that going on for young people in the city of Chicago, basically putting together do you have anything going on, programs, jobs, anything that can help?
Now, you talking about me or you talking about other folks?
First, we could talk about everybody, anything that's going on in the community, and then talk about Fathers Who Care. What do Fathers Who Care have in store for our young people on the west side of Chicago?
I'm with you. You initially talked about an agenda for young people. I don't think that's an agenda in general. in the city of Chicago for young people. I know every summer, there's different folks that be running around here talking about one summer Chicago and this and that, and they have these little jobs for the young folks, and they give these young folks little stipends for working 16 to 20 hours a week. That's good. I think it's a fair thing to do. However, young people need a little bit more resources than that. Just in the summer, they need resources throughout the year. So, what's the agenda? I don't know. I don't see a real agenda out here. I don't see resources coming in not-for-profits to empower young folks. I remember back in the day when I grew up, I used to go to the Off the Street Club. Yeah. I used to go to Purcell Hall. I used to go to the Henry Hornet Boys Club. I used to go to different places where would welcome young people in and provide these young people with resources, activities, mentors to do different things to keep them off the streets. There's no push now for young people to have activities after school. Young people need activities after school. If they don't have
they don't do it anymore.
I know, not like they used to. I mean, you got some places here and some places there, but it's not like it was when I grew up. It's very few, and most of them are basically being reared up by multi-million-dollar corporations. But anyway, it is what it is. So I think that we need to have organizations or resources for organizations to empower these young folks in their immediate community. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
they don't have to walk. They don't have to travel across the city to get to a program.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
How about putting additional resources in the libraries? Mm-hmm. How about putting additional resources in the park districts? How about putting now I know we got these things, so it wouldn't hurt to take those resources. Tony Pratt-Winkle and Mayor Lightfoot, take additional resources and put them into the entities that you already have to empower the young people.
And how about when we have volunteers that come out and go to door passing out flyers for people going into office? How about we have people go to door passing out flyers for different youth programs such as West Garfield Park Youth Council, going door to door letting kids know that it is programs out there that are open for kids to come in and do something.
So I like where you was going with that. I like that. So you made I think I heard you make a stand, and the stand was you were somewhat kind of despondent behind the fact that you see all these elected officials bombarding the neighborhood and your doors with all of this literature. All right, about elect me and elect this and elect this, elect me. But there's no resources coming into the community or to your doorway saying these are activities for young people over here. These are activities. I understand what you're saying. So what are you saying they should do?
How much respect you think an adult would have for an elected official that they see is standing behind a program? Basically, the say for instance, we passing out our flyers, just say for instance, and underneath our is basically standing that this certain elected official is following forth with it, and she's having people come out to the communities and pass out the flyers and telling kids to come out and letting kids know what's going on in the neighborhood for them to come and be a part of. What type of how many parents do you think would actually love that and really engage themselves in that?
I feel you. So I think I follow where you're going. You're saying that we should flip the script. If we really want change, make change be real
and do something.
Yeah, do something. Let's have some activities where we can really unite the families together. Let's have some activities where we can have activities at the library, have activities at Park District, and we're bringing the parents together. We're bringing the young people together. How about bringing resources? I think I'm hearing you say additional resources where we can bring it to the young people and say these are some social service agencies over here that the city is funding or that's available for you, so you don't have to hang out on the street. Put down the guns, put down the dope, and as opposed to putting down the dope and putting down the gun, they go an entrepreneurship program over here for you to be a silk screener or whatever you want to be.
Yeah, because I heard you you saying if you go into the parks and all that type of stuff. But some people not going into these parks. Some people not going into these libraries. I know personally, I don't go to the library. So how would I know about the resources that everybody else have that go to the library when I don't go?
Unless they bring the stuff in the neighborhood.
To the neighborhood.
So that's what you're saying, right?
Yes.
Okay,
I see we have a caller, so we're going to take this caller, and then we're going to get back into the conversation because I'm actually liking where this is going.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I
appreciate it. We can take the caller.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Okay, they're not ready. Okay, we're going to go back into the conversation. Then when they're ready, we're going to get back to them, okay?
Yeah.
Can you tell our audience, what can we do to engage and empower each in the city of Chicago? We basically were just rumbling over that basically different stuff we could do. We can go from your standpoint, and we could go from my standpoint. I could say some things, you could say some things.
Well, and that's why we see what we're doing now is actually engaging and empowering each other because we're communicating. You're not invisible to me. I heard the young people say the other day, quit acting like we invisible. We're not invisible, all right? I mean, I heard that coming from young people saying, if you really want to engage me. But don't think that I'm invisible because I'm not invisible.
We don't have a voice.
Like we don't have a voice. So that said a lot to me, you know. So what I'm trying to do, and then what I think we can do to engage and empower each other in the city of Chicago, first I think we should listen to each other. And don't prejudge each other. And even if some folks have gone through some heartaches or some pains in their lives, it is what it is. It happens. You know, let's not ostracize our children. Let's not kick our children to the curb because they may have made a mistake here or a mistake there. All have sinned and come short of the glory of God. But what we need to do in all fairness is to acknowledge young people, is to be able to support the young people and give the young people the opportunities that they need in order to be the best that they can be. I believe in this statement. I believe this with all my heart, that young people can't be
what they can't see.
What they can't see. So thank you again for the work that you've been doing. And I know sometimes it's tedious work for these young folks to try to get out here and have jobs and go to school and then try to do what they need to do to try to keep this message going. But that's what we're doing. So God bless you all for the work that you're doing. I thank them young folks in there for the work that they're doing.
And I see we have a caller. We're going to take this caller, then jump right back into our conversation. Hello, caller. Question or comment?
Yes, good evening. This is Miss Griffin from the South Side. I just love you guys.
Thank you so much, Miss Griffin. We love you too.
I just wish people would understand the purpose that you all and the reason why you're there. Why can't we do better by coming together? It shouldn't be no west side, south side, or east side. We all should be one.
Yes, ma'am.
All should be one accord. There is no leadership. They want to market all this other stuff, and I can't go into this now, but all this other garbage that they be marketing, we don't need that. We see each other every day. We live next door to one another. We go to school. We go to churches. Wake up, people, and come together.
Absolutely.
There is leadership with our young people. It's more than sit down and shut up.
I agree with you.
And thank you so much for doing that for us.
Yeah, well, you know we love you, Miss Griffin, and please
I love you more.
Yeah, I love you more than that.
All right, thank you so much for accepting my call.
Not a problem at all.
All right now.
Yeah, we're gonna keep on doing the good work that we're doing. Thank God.
Thank you for that call, Ms. Griffin. And as you guys clearly see on the screen, this is our West Garfield Park Youth Council. We meet every Monday from 4:30 to 6:30 at 4540 West Washington. Once again, that is every Monday from 4:30 to 6:30, 4540 West Washington. We have a lot of stuff going on and a lot of stuff that we want to start to do going into this new year and the new summer. And we got parades, we got vacations, all type of stuff that we just want to do with our young people on the west side of Chicago. So please call us at 773-287-5821. Again, that number is 773-287-5821. Bring the kids out for some fun. Okay, back to our conversation. What are some serious issues people are facing? Well, our young people are facing. West side, south side, east side, what young people are in general. What are some issues that you feel we are facing, like that you've noticed?
Well, you guys are traumatized. You guys are facing a lot of stress. You guys are facing the fact that we have a unstable economy. Mm-hmm. You are facing the fact that we have so much corruption in the state of Illinois and the city of Chicago, where they're more concerned with their names and trying to identify themselves as some bosses as opposed to investing in the children. You guys are suffering the backlash of so much disdain for trying to empower folks. You know, we're so separated here that young people are literally fighting each other for survival. Yeah. Because others have locked them out. But I want to tell you young people who are watching today, You can be anything you want to be. Right now, if you want to be a law enforcement officer, there's opportunities to be a police officer. Be the change you want to be. Get in touch with the Chicago Police Department at www.chicagopolice.org for additional information on for employment. If you want to work with your hands and you want to do some things as carpentry, you want to do some things automotive mechanics, audio visual, you want to make CDs, DVDs, or whatever kind of music videos you want to do, technology, food service, what have you. There's opportunities through SAFER and through this other group called Jane Addams School of Social Work and the Mount Sinai system. So if you want additional information on that, give us a call at Father Suquet at 773-287-5821. 773-287-5821. Now, if you have young folks between the ages of 15 to 25, and they're interested in empowering themselves and becoming better young people and probably get some stipends on the way and opportunities for growth, give us a call at Father Suquet and the West Garfield Park Youth Council. Also on the 11th of April, the 11th District, the 15th District, and the 25th District will be working in collaboration to present a domestic violence summit entitled Promoting Love Without Boundaries. That's right, I said it. We got the 11th District, the 15th District, and the 25th District Chicago Police Department working together to support each other in each district to help folks who may be victims of domestic violence. And it's on April 11th at the Quest Multi-Sports Center at 2641 West Harrison. And last night was Wednesday, and we had two meetings. We had one at the Salvation Army with the 11th District. It was a community conversation where the law enforcement and the community and young people were talking and having some dialogue about how can we bridge the gap. And then we had another meeting in 25 where we were talking. So, and then Friday we're doing another event at Beale with 15th District where we're going to be coming together at 6 o'clock at Beale. So there's opportunities galore. So if you really want to be a part of change and you really want to empower your young people and you really want to give your young people some options, contact the West Garfield Park Youth Council and we'll do whatever we can to help you to empower your children.
That sounds amazing.
Thank you.
And I see we have another caller. Okay, so we're going to take this caller and then we're going to jump right back into our conversation. Question or comment?
Yes, I have a comment. I just want to say that I am very happy to be watching the show again today. I tune in every week to watch the show because I love the topics that you all have. I love the fact that you speak on the younger generation and how you things started for them. And I just think that you all keep up the good work and just continue to reach out. And I believe that just the fact that you're constantly reaching out, you're going to reach a whole lot of young people that need to be reached. And the ones that need help. So just continue to do what you do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And going into the statement that she made, that was my next question. Okay, so how can we work together, which is saying young people and more mature people, together to reduce drug abuse and senseless violence on the west side, in the city of Chicago? How can we work together? What can we do? What do we need to do?
To reduce
senseless violence and drug use.
Okay. Well, I think first of all, we need to communicate. I think we need to create safe havens where young folks and the elders can come together and talk about the ways that we can respect each other, support each other, love each other, forgive each other, and help save each other. Because we all living in this community together. I think the first thing is to listen and learn that young people have a lot to offer. So we need to listen to them while they offer what they need to offer. And then those of us who know better should do better. I mean, we should be the light, the example that we need to be for our young people, because our young people do want to be the best that they can be.
We just need the opportunity.
They need the opportunity. That's the word. Opportunity. So I have been striving with you guys and the help of you guys to try to continue to provide opportunities that would provide young people with options. And I'm going to continue to do that. And so I really do believe this act of senseless violence in the city of Chicago is really just young people and others being nothing to do, and they distraught. And some of them got these little cliques where they're going out there trying to sling and make a few dollars, but you're really nothing but mules, all right? Because you really ain't gonna get rich. But so they just trying to get by. but yet because they don't have other opportunities. So if we really want to stop the senseless violence and these young people out here doing what they're doing to try to get by, then we need to provide them with opportunities to develop themselves. Pay them a job, pay them a wage that they can take care of their families, and put them in training programs and provide opportunities so they can grow. All right?
Exactly.
I'm not knocking McDonald's because I think McDonald's, Burger King, and all them other good places are good places for folk if they plan to be in the fast food industry and they grow in it. All right?
Become the boss.
Become the boss, all right? And franchise, all right? So I do believe we can reduce senseless violence and drug use in the city of Chicago, particularly that young folks now are smoking loud and they think it's cool, that's weed and it's loud. Young folks are using K2 spice, which is synthetic marijuana. Young people now drinking lean. Young people right now dropping mollies. So young people are doing everything to try to escape.
Yeah.
Basically.
So basically, I really like what you're talking about with that. I feel like that should be one of our topics where we just talk about everything that's going on with young people and everything like the drugs and the marijuana, the liquors, pills.
Oh, now you better be careful now.
I want to have a show completely about that so we can
do that.
more in depth
We can do that.
And let everybody know what's going on and what our young people are getting involved in.
Yeah, but now, did you know that they're in the process now, or they're talking about now the possibility of legalizing marijuana or cannabis for adult use in the city of Chicago for recreation use?
Yes.
So now, municipally, right now they're using marijuana for medical purposes now, but right now there's legislation and conversations going around where they want to legalize marijuana in the city of Chicago for recreational use. How do you feel about that? You think they should legalize it? Well, I have some opinions about this and I have some opinions about that. But I'm open to whatever we can do to empower our young folks, whatever we can do to empower our communities, whatever we can do to bring additional resources to the city without having to continue to bleed the city and bleed taxpayers for the little bit that they have. I'm open to some serious conversation about what we're going to do about folks who have been previously incarcerated for possibly possession of marijuana, what we're going to do about them who are currently incarcerated, what we're going to do about making sure that entrepreneurs and minorities have an opportunity to the street, wealth that's about to be rolled out, and everybody get a chance to reap some of the benefits of this legalization of marijuana.
Cool. So that's going to be a whole conversation. That's going to be a whole show because I think we have a lot to say about it.
Absolutely.
But if you're just now tuning in, this is our guest on tonight's show, Reverend Walter Jones, and I am Vernisha Jones, the president of the West Garfield Park Youth Council. You will see a lot of me for the next 12 weeks. I hope everybody come back and watch me. We would like to thank our viewers for calling and asking questions and comments. For additional information about our youth council, you can contact us at 773-287-5821. Again, that number is 773-287-5821. Same time, same station. See you guys next week.